Jurassic, an era when the first birds appeared, early lizards, new subclasses of mammals. We've arrived in a landscape of deep river valleys, caves, springs, and supernatural forest. We are here embracing a new breed, what could well become the new essence of eMTB, the forest soon echoing with laughter. Or heckling. This is, after all, what we all came for, a bike that is midway between red and blue on the colour scale. A bike that might just sit so well between high and low altitudes. A bike that can fully cut loose on this Earth's crust without fear, without pain. Well, not too much at least. Dawn over the Jura, a range of mountains which stretched roughly along the French-Swiss border and after which the geologic era Jurassic was named. Scale and silence. Worlds apart then from the global city which sits just over the hill and very different to the crowded slopes of Europe's largest mountain, not so very far away. One of chairlifts and if not, miserable eMTB climbs. Still, the Jura is a tough place. Maybe I'm a hedonist, but I think eMTB is about much more than that. It's about freedom, it's about independence. And I think if you're riding off-road in the hills, then I think an eMTB is simply much more versatile than anything that's come before it with eMTB in the name. This then is the Heckler SL, which even with a big 430 watt-hour battery at 18.5 kilos makes it, well, Santa Cruz say it's the lightest, most powerful, longest range in its class. 160mm of pure pleasure-seeking travel, mixed wheel size 29-27.5, 5 sizes and 2 types of carbon frame available. The first Heckler was actually born in 1996, 100mm of travel and the first full suspension eMTB I'd ever ridden. Things have moved on, right? I think this is such a stunning representation of just how far eMTB has evolved. It's clean, it's colourful, it's fun, it's got such a confident vibe about it. Now, talking about poise, that's certainly something you need in a place like this, the Jura Mountains. And confidence, well, we just happen to be joined by former pro racer and guide, Francois Bailly-Maitre. Francois, or FBM, is a former top enduro racer who loves nothing better than big days with long stages. He now runs a guiding company with a shop in the Jura. It's well worth a visit. The Comté cheese and coffee is sensational too. Francois, let's get the pronunciation right first of all, shall we?
Francois Bailly-Maitre.
Hey, listen, Jura Mountains, I mean, it's wild. I love it. But what's it got to offer the mountain biker? That's the question.
Yeah, Jura is in the middle of lowland and high mountains, you know, and you get like a good vertical drop, long stages, long trails, lots of diversity. So it's single track like most of the time, very natural, like from hikers, good berms, some jumps, some features. We've been trying to make it more bike friendly.
Free socks. Born and raised in a world embraced by the fate of us all, the writings on the wall, we were born and raised.
But all I wanted was to go see some cows. See, eMTB's on a journey that nobody can plot, and that's the whole point. I soon realised that in this bloodthirsty world of jagged ascents, with turns of unknown arcing intensity, in the Heckler SL at least, I had a bike with composure and energy to hang in there, just about. So when a former pro rider says it's going to be steep, I'm guessing it's going to be steep. And it's loose. Yeah, it is steep, right? There you go, he's saying now this is the steep bit. Charming. Oh, he's a what's he trying to do? What is he trying to do to me? Wah! Yeah, Francois. What are you trying to do? So, it's light, it's fast, and it's powerful. And Santa Cruz say, great for quick escapes or squeezing the most out of a ride. I really like that line, proper honest. Oh, do you know what? I gotta be honest, having spent a bit of time on the Heckler SL, it could well be the answer to what many riders are looking for. I mean, it's so subtle in its looks. I mean, just look at the silhouette of that bike. And also, thanks to the Fazua motor, it's actually super quiet as well. But that doesn't mean to say it's not lively, and it can still be a workout, as with all eMTBs. And we've now got some pace and poise in your trail ride. A bike like this is nicely planted compared to an analog bike, but still got some life about it with that suspension design. Santa Cruz also say that this is a sneaky eMTB. I really like that line. But more than that, this bike, well, it's kind of an enabler. It'll take you to places, it'll take you to different places, and more importantly, it'll give you confidence. And I think for a lot of people, that is super important. I just noticed a chairlift over the hill there into Geneva. That's crazy. Where is everybody?
I don't know, is it just in the offices maybe? As long as we are like quiet here and we can enjoy the nature, it's perfect.
It's great. You mentioned earlier about the reduction of the snow season and the fact that mountain biking is possibly going to become increasingly important in the years ahead.
That's for sure. Like, we're never gonna replace the ski industry, but like it's make a good economy and people can enjoy the mountains differently and on the longer time.
I can't believe this. I'm putting an e-bike on an uplift. I've not actually been on an uplift, seriously, in about 6 years, but I think what this ride has taught me is to be open-minded. There's nothing wrong with sticking that on an uplift and going and doing some uplift days. And I think for me, in this place, it's like super quiet with a small group of people. I think ultimately we can overanalyze the stuff about motors and batteries, but the bottom line is, how does it ride? You know, do you like the bike? And I think I've had so much fun shredding those corners down that track. It's just amazing. So, yeah, for me, don't put the shutters down. Keep my mind open. Now, I know you run an uplift business. This might not be the right thing to say, but what I'm thinking is, surely there's going to be places in these hills that you can't access with an uplift van?
Yes, there is for sure. And sometimes you have to pedal quite a long time. It could be hard.
On an analog bike?
Oh yeah, sure. So the light e-bike makes your life much easier.
Like mid-altitude, mid-power is a good solution?
Sure. 100%.
What have we got ahead of us now?
Flow trail, jumps, and good turns.
Good turns, I like that.
It's not flow at all.
Huh? This really is where the Heckler comes to life. Constant changes of direction, heading down the hill. And that's partly down to geometry, suspension, whoa, and of course rider skill. Whoa. Should we talk e-bike system? Probably about time. Right, Fazua Ride 60. We rode the first Fazua back in 2018. I think this is very much a story of development. I do think they found the sweet spot with the motor now. It's 60 Newton meters, 450 watts peak power. When you put your feet on the pedals, the transition is super smooth on it. There's no drag whatsoever. So on a bike like this, it's really critical. I think we have to take our hats off to Fazua for the really clean integration of this bike. And when you consider the motor and the battery and the display and the front of house in this bike, it's really, really clean. 430 watt hour battery. Now, Fazua Santa Cruz claim that you can actually get the same range out of this bike as you can on a 630 watt hour battery. I won't argue that because I've been riding this bike all day and I've still got, I don't know, 3 or 4 bars left on the top there. Up front, super clean. We've got the controller on the handlebar on the left there, very easy to access with your thumb. We've got LED remote on the top tube, which gives you your mode and your battery consumption. And in terms of the modes on the bike, you've got Breeze, River and Rocket. And let me tell you, the 10-second boost where you hold the lever forward for a second really does give it a big punch when you've just got those little nugget climbs out on the trail. Wow, Francois, I don't actually think it gets much better than that.
Thank you.
I'm talking about the cheese, by the way.
I thought you were talking about the coffee.
And the coffee, and actually the long, natural, flowing trails. I mean, wow.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you so much, honestly. Do you know what? I've also realised that Uplift is okay when you go from area to area, but not just up and down the hill all day.
Mm-hmm. I kind of agree with that. It's good to be able to discover different places, go a bit further, and I mean, you can link pretty like super nice trail, like different one. And it makes a long day already, but yeah.
So the e-bike is the means for getting up some climbs, some long single track connecting, some different regions, right? And I think it's been a fantastic experience.
Yeah, and it's much more enjoyable to climb with the e-bike than like being seated in a shuttle.
I think so. Hey, Francois, thanks so much for showing us around the Jura. I certainly hope that mountain biking is going to be a big part of this area in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All my pleasure.
Yeah. Guys, the cheese, insane.